Hey, what's up guys, welcome to my channel, and in today's video we are going to discuss about our first episode of our new JavaScript series, which is called JavaScript Zero to Expert series. And today we are going to discuss about data types and deep. So basically this video is going to be very interesting, and please do not skip this video and watch till the end. I will recommend you will definitely get to learn a lot of things that you might do not know. Okay guys, so what is JavaScript data types? I'll give you a single line of definition. So basically data types are something that tells the compiler that what kind of value a particular variable is going to hold. So basically it is important because the specific data type you use will determine what value you can assign to it and what you can do to it. So this is to say, to be able to do operations with variables in JavaScript, it is important to understand the data type of any given variable. So basically in this tutorial, we will go over how data type work in JavaScript as well as the important data types native to the language. So first of all, these are the data types that we have in JavaScript. So basically we have two types of data types in JavaScript. One is primitive, second one is object, or you can say non-primitive. So primitive data types are boolean, null, undefined, number, string, and symbol. And non-primitive, which are object, basically are arrays, object, functions, and regex or date. We will talk functions, regex, and date in later videos, but in this particular video we will continue with boolean, null, undefined, number, string, symbol, array, and object. Because function, regex, and date are separate individual topic which will take more time, and we will definitely cover it in our future videos. So let's continue with it. So for this particular video I'm going to use JS Fiddle, which is a free application available to write down our code and compile our code. So first thing I wanted to tell that JavaScript has a dynamic data type. So what is the meaning of dynamic is that the type checking is gonna be done at the runtime rather than the compile time. So what does it mean? So when you write the code and you will compile the application, it will not throw any error to you. But when this particular variable or function will execute, then only it will say this is the wrong thing. Then only you will get the error. But in other languages this is not going to happen. As soon as you change the data types to a particular variable, it will throw you an error at the compile time only. So what does it mean by dynamic data type? So dynamic data type means a variable a, let's suppose variable a is 16, and what does it mean by dynamic is if I say that a equal to code with me, and if I run this, then you will say it is giving me code with AMI. If I comment this and save this, now it is going to give me print 16, right? So this is basically, you can say it's a dynamic data type. First of all, I have given it a number, then I change it with string. So as soon as I change the values, assigned value to a variable, it automatically changes the data type of a particular variable. Right now in the first line you can see it is a number, but as soon as I change it with a string, it becomes automatically a string data type. So this is why it is called dynamic data typing. It could be anything, it could be a boolean as well, doesn't matter. Now if I run this, it is going to throw me an error. Okay, the boolean should be true. Now you can see it is printing me true. So this is how dynamic data type works in JavaScript. So now let's talk about our first data type, which is number. So JavaScript has only one number type. There is no separate designation for integer or floating and pointing numbers, etc. Because of this, numbers can be written in JavaScript with or without decimals. So let's suppose variable num1 equal to 93, this dot. So this is also a number, and if I say num2 equal to 93.90, this is also a number. So in both the cases, the data type is a number and is the same regardless of whether or not the number has decimal points. So there is one more thing that most of the people do not know about it, that numbers in JavaScript are considered to be accurate up to 15 digits. That means that a number will be rounded after the 16th digit it reached. So let's suppose we have a number 5, and we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. Okay, if I console.log it here and try to print num5, and you can see it is printing me the same number. But if I move to 16th and save it, it has rounded up the value. And you will say why I'm showing this you now, because when we write our program and we does a long calculation on an application level, and if you do not know this and for some reason somehow your digits got increased more than 15, then you will definitely gonna end up with miscalculation. And if you are not aware of this thing, this could create a big problem in your application, and you could lose to your client as well, because numbers are important. So in addition to represent number, the JavaScript number type also has 3 symbolic values available, which is called infinity, negative infinity, and there is one more, not a number. So we have these 3 symbolic values which is available in numbers. So what does it mean by infinity? So basically infinity or negative infinity will be returned if you calculate a number outside of the largest possible number available in JavaScript. This will also occur for values that are undefined as when divided by 0. So for example, if where num7 equal to 6 divided by 0 will return infinity. So any number which is going to divide it by 0, it will return you infinity. We can print it and now say this one. You can say it will return you infinite. So this is the mistake that we cannot do. Second is, let's suppose where num8 equal to -5 divided by 0, and this time this infinity will become negative. You can say it has returned negative infinity. Technical terms, infinity will be displayed when a number exceeds the number which represent the upper limit in JavaScript. So basically this is the upper limit of JavaScript, and if the answer of dividing this is exceeds the value which is upper limit in JavaScript, it will give you infinity. And similarly, negative infinity will be displayed when a number goes beyond the lower limit of this number. This will be like negative. If negative value will exceed this limit, it will return you negative infinity. For numbers that are not legal numbers, like not a number, which is this one, will be displayed if you attempt to perform a mathematical operation on a number and a non-numeric values. That will always going to return you nan. So what does it mean by dividing with the non-mathematical value? Is like where 10 equal to 20 divided by code with ME. So this code with ME is a string now, and we are trying to divide it with a number. So if I does this, let's see our output. It will return you not a number. So many times interviewer ask you what is the type of this not a number, because if you think about this, it is all itself saying like not a number. So people will say, start thinking that it could never be a number, but actually the type of nan is always a number. So if you wanted to check the type of any variable, so you can simply write type of nan, you can say nan check, and if I run this, nan check is a number. So for any variable, if you wanted to check the type of particular variable, so you just need to add this type of, use this type of, and you can get to you can instantly get the type of particular variable. So since the number 20 cannot be divided by the string which is called code with ME, because it cannot be evaluated as a number, so the return value for the number 10 variable is nan. If let's suppose we have 11, and if instead of this string character, if I add here 10, alright, or we can say if I add 2 here, then it will, let's see what will happen. If I save this, it is returning me 10. It has divided it. So because the given string is a number, what it does, it at the time of execution, when JavaScript sees the given string is a number actually, so it automatically converts this string into a number and perform the mathematical operation. But in case of string, it will say that it is not a number, and even if it try to convert it, it will throw an error because it's a character, not a number. So you cannot convert this string into a number, so that's why it divide with a something which is non-mathematical value, and it will give you nan in return. So there is one more thing, like we have a variable a which is nan, we have a variable b which is 10, and we have variable c, and we perform some mathematical operation and we try to plus those number. That means if nan is the nan will do any mathematical operation with any number, even if it's a legal number, it will always going to return you nan. Okay, so let's try this. If I try to console.log C here, what will be the output? See, it is going to return nan always. So let's talk about our next data type, which is, so a string is a string is a sequence of one or more characters, you can say, like it could be anything like letters, numbers, symbols, or anything. So strings are useful in that they represent the textual data. So basically in JavaScript, string exists within either single quotes or double quotes. So to create a string, enclose a sequence of characters in a quote. So what does it mean by? So let's suppose we have a variable in single quote. It is going to contain a string. So I'm using single quote here. I will say hello code with ME. So this is the one way to do it. Or second way is double quote, hello, we'll say welcome to my channel. Okay, so if I execute this and try to see what it will print, let's suppose this, we can add to string by using any mathematical operator here. So if try to console.log, you will say hello code with ME, welcome to my channel. So nothing has changed, it has returned me a simple string. Doesn't matter if I'm using single quote, it doesn't matter if I'm using double quote, both the way will work exactly same. So now Okay, you can choose to use either single quotes or double quotes, but whichever you decide on, you should remain consistent with the program. So this is all about string. String will do nothing more than this. It will always contain by some variable, and we just use to print the data or get the data or send data to server or something. This is all we do with the string. Let's talk about the boolean now. So the boolean data types can be one of two values, either true or false, and booleans are used to represent the truth value that are associated with the logic branch of mathematics, which informs algorithm in computer science. So whenever you see okay, so many operations in maths give us answer that evaluate to either true or false, and I can show you some examples. So basically, if you will see here, we have three examples. So first one is greater than. So you can see 500 is greater than 100, which is true, so it will return you true. Similarly, we have 1 greater than 5, it will return you false because 5 is less than 1. Similarly, we have less than operator, which is 200 less than 400, which is true, it will return you true. 4 is less than 2, which is false. Similarly, we have equal operator, which is 5 equal to 5, which is true. 500 equal to 400, which is false. So basically, it will always return you a boolean value. I mean, either it will be a true condition, it will be a false condition. So basically, the boolean always is used when we do any comparison, like a particular value should be greater than or equal to something, or something like this. So we have given you these three examples. This is all about boolean actually. So let's suppose we have so like with other data types, we can store a boolean value into a variable. Let's suppose we have var foo equal to 6 greater than 4, and I try to console.log this foo here, and if I try to execute this, so as you can see, this foo is returning true only. I need to comment this. Okay, as you can see, it is returning true, and if I reverse this, just less than, and if I try now, it will return me false. You can see it is returning false. So as you write more programs in JavaScript, you will become more familiar with how Boolean works and how different functions and operations evaluating to either true or false and can change the course of the program. So an array can hold multiple values within a single variable. This means that you can contain a list of values within an array and iterate through them. So basically, each item of value that is inside of an array is called an element, and you can refer to the element of an array by using an index number. And just as strings are defined as a character between quotes, arrays are defined by having values between square brackets. So let's see some examples. An array of string will look like this. Like we have variable fish, it will contain some fish strings. Okay, so it will like first will be like shark, then we have second cuttlefish, then we have clownfish, and then we have an eel. So basically this this is an array so basically this is an array and it is containing a list of strings. So basically this is a fish array and it is containing multiple fishes inside. And if I console.log this fish, let's see what we will see. Okay, you can see it is returning with a complete array. So arrays are very flexible data types because they are mutable, and in that they can have elements, values added, removed or changed. And in JavaScript, array always contains so many methods inside, like slice, splice, map, so many things you can do with an array because arrays are mutable, and it is really interesting, which we will cover in our future coming courses, and we will see all the methods that array provide and all the cool feature in our future videos. So I will recommend you to subscribe to my channel, and if you enjoy this video, you can like this video as well. Alright, let's back to the topic. So the next thing is objects. Objects are really interesting in JavaScript because everything in JavaScript is object. Even if you try to check the type of this array, it will also return you object. Even this in an array, because in JavaScript everything is object. So what are objects? In JavaScript, the object's data types can contain many values as a key value pairs. So these pairs provide a useful way to store and access the data. The object literal syntax is basically simple this, and this is how you can create an empty object. So if you will see here, this I have created an empty object. This is the syntax of creating an empty object. And now if I wanted to add some values inside an object, I can do like this: x equal to, so it always save data inside in a key value pair. Like we have some students data, so I will say name of the student is anything like Rakesh, one of my good friend. So now we have created an object. Basically object contain some specific type of data. It's a group. It will always contain a grouped data about something. Like here I have saved data for a student. It could be anything. It could be employee data. It could be order information. It could be anything. And an array can hold multiple objects inside. Okay, so let's suppose if I need to create an array, so array data will be look like this. Earlier we have seen an example of strings. Now we will see example of objects. So array can contain a list of data. So we have multiple students data, so we can save like this, comma, and we have new student which is Rahul, and his ID is 1 2 3 4, and his ID is Rahul, and number is slightly changed. Similarly, if we want to add more data, it will be like this. So it will called arrays of object, and it will call array of strings here. Okay, so go back to object. Okay, so this is the object that we have created. Similarly, we have seen each data type separately. Now let's talk about working with multiple data types. So while each program you create will contain multiple data types, it is important to keep in mind that you will generally be performing operations within the same data types, and that is, you will be performing mathematics on numbers or slicing a string. Whatever you are doing, you should be doing it with the same data types, because when you use an operator that works across the data types, like the plus operator that you are using, that can add numbers or concatenate strings. So you may achieve unexpected result if you use different data types. So for example, like we have O equal to with me, and we are trying to plus 5 plus 3. So basically here what we are doing this wrong thing that we should not do ever in our code. Here what we are doing, we are trying to plus, basically we are trying to add two different types of data types. One is string and two are number. So what will be the output here? You can see code with Ami 53. It has not even added this number, because what JavaScript is doing here, When JavaScript code is executed, first the compiler has found that first thing is a string and non-mathematical letter, and second and third operations are numbers. So based on what it finds first, it will convert the other numbers into the string as well. So it is working like this now at runtime. If I save this, the same result will happen. Okay, and similarly, what if I just change the order and save this? Now you will see a little different result. 8 code with Ami. Now what happened, it has found first two letters numbers and it has added those number, and then it has found the third values, which is a string. It has just concatenate those things. So this is how JavaScript works, and you should stay away from this kind of operations because it will give you some unexpected result. So because of these unexpected outcomes, you will likely to be performing operations and methods within the one data types rather than the across them. JavaScript, however, does not return errors when mixing data types as some other programming languages do, so you should be very careful while doing this type of operation, because sometimes it is necessary to do this operation, but you should be aware of this, that you are doing these things, and you should know that this is going to be the result. So guys, at this point you should have a better understanding of what data types are and some of the major data types that are available for you in Folio. So at this point you should have a better understanding of what are the data types in JavaScript and some of the major available data types to use in JavaScript that you can use in your project, and each of these data types will become important as you develop more programming project into the JavaScript language, and this is going to be very helpful for you. And okay guys, I hope you have learned something today, and if you did, I would like you to hit the like button of this video, and if you're new to the channel and you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon, because this series is going to be very interesting and I'm going to cover so many things in this particular series, and I can guarantee you after completing this series you can challenge any JavaScript developer, okay, and you can cross any JavaScript interview as well. Okay, so guys, I am always keep uploading this type of data and I will recommend you to subscribe this channel. Alright, okay, so let's meet you in the next video, and we will continue our JavaScript fundamental. Thanks for watching guys, have a good day.